Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You guys let me know if you can hear me well. Let me know before I get started. Thank you guys. I see you coming in. Just let me know if you can hear me before I launch into what I have for today. Okay, I can't see comments yet, so I'm just gonna press forward as if you guys can hear me. So I hope that all systems are good. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, especially those of you that I have not seen, have not spoken to perhaps in 2025. Happy New Year to you, and happy Thursday. This is the day that the Lord has made. So I'm trying out something new today. Holy Spirit gave me this. He led me to do this last year for this year, and some of my friends have been pushing me, my brothers, and pushing me to go ahead and start this. And so here we are. Thank you guys for the confirmation that you can hear me. Go ahead and share this with somebody. Share this on your timeline. Tag people. I'm not really sure if this is a good time frame for this, but we're gonna go ahead and press forward. I'm still testing this out. So welcome to Car Therapy. Welcome to Car Therapy with Dr. Joshua P. Smith. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about false resilience. So let's go ahead and give a definition for what resilience is. That may or may not be something that you've heard of, may not be something that you are familiar with. And so I'm going to go ahead and define resilience. So resilience is simply the ability to adapt and to recover from difficult situations. Right, resilience is the ability to adapt and to recover from difficult situations. And so if you are a human, which you all are, if you're living life, of course, you know that life is full of tests and trials, tribulations, ups and downs. Even Job said in the Bible that a man born of a woman is but a few days and full of trouble. And so this life that we're living is full of all types of things. It's full of those difficult situations. And so resilience is our ability to recover from those situations and also to adapt while we're in those situations. When I think about resilience, and I'm teaching this, I always give the analogy or the picture of a rubber band. So we know what a rubber band is. We've had rubber bands. We use rubber bands. We've experienced that. So when you pull on a rubber band, there's something in it called elastic, and that elastic allows you to stretch that rubber band as far as you would like to stretch it, for the most part, right? So you have cheaper rubber bands that you can't really stretch that far, but the purpose of the rubber band is that the elastic is there to allow you to stretch it out as much as you can, as much as you need, and then once you're done stretching it, it pops back to its original state, right? And so when you think about resilience, think about a rubber band. It is just your ability in life to experience difficult things, hard times, challenging seasons, and to still be able to bounce back. Resilience is something, it is a skill. It's not something that we're necessarily born with, although people with different personalities may have a higher propensity to operate in greater resilience, right? But resilience is something that everyone can learn. It's something that we can learn. It's something that we can develop. It is a skill that is developed. So how is resilience developed? I kind of just told you. Resilience is developed when you go through those difficult times, you go through those difficult seasons, those difficult situations, and you begin to learn from those experiences. Okay, so you go through, you learn, and as you're learning, you're growing, and the resilience factor is developed. Somebody type resilience. So again, resilience is bounce back. The rubber band, right? It's our ability to be stretched and to come back to our original state. So resilience looks like things like optimism. Resilience is optimism. So it's not pessimism, it is optimism. It is our ability to look at situations, to look at things that we're going through. Okay, am I back? All right, I think I'm back. So it's our ability to look at situations in our lives and still have a positive outlook. Okay, still have a positive outlook about that situation. Resilience is also, it looks like persistence. And so persistence is us not giving up. It's us continuing to live our lives. It's us continuing to do what we know we're supposed to do. All right, am I back? All right, y'all let me know if I'm back. Something's going on with the connection this morning, so I just moved to a different spot. Let's try this now. All right, let me know if I'm good. Okay, great. I think I'm good. So we're still working out the kinks of car therapy. This is just episode 1. So we're still working this out. So I left off talking about what resilience looks like. And so I said resilience looks like optimism. And then I said it looks like persistence. What is persistence? It's the ability to, it's just not giving up. It's not giving up. Even though things look bad, it's not giving up. It's still pressing. It's still going forward. It's still going forward with life, going forward with purpose, going forward with what you know that you're called to do, what you're assigned to do, no matter what it looks like. Resilience also looks like a positive perspective. A positive perspective. What do I mean by positive perspective? I'll give you this example. A few years ago, I was going through some things, and Holy Spirit began to deal with me. He began to minister to me about what I was dealing with and what I was facing. And one thing that he said to me that I will never forget, and I always pass this along to other people, to members, to mentees, to sons and daughters. God began to minister to me, and he said, don't ask why you're going through something. Ask me, what are you teaching me as I'm going through this? That's good. That's good. I'm going to say that again. Holy Spirit said to me, don't ask why you're going through this. Always ask me, what am I teaching you in the middle of this? And so that completely changed my world. It changed my perspective. It changed my worldview. It changed my paradigm, right? It changed how I looked at things, because if you spend all of your time in a situation complaining, whining, murmuring, complaining, trying to figure out why me, why is this happening to me, and I don't deserve this, and all the things that we say, right? You rob yourself of the teachable moment. Can somebody type that? Teachable moment. Life is full of teachable moments. One of my teachers used to say, when you wake up every morning, life is a classroom. Something is being taught to you, whether it's being taught in the classroom, whether it's being taught in a traditional type setting, or whether it's being taught in life. And so when we go through certain things and we have a positive perspective, and sometimes we have to be extremely intentional. Yes? Extremely intentional about keeping a positive perspective, especially if you deal with negativity, you deal with pessimism. Like, you really have to retrain your brain over time to recognize that this is a teachable moment. Let me change my perspective. And since I have to go through this, since I've been assigned to this trial, this test, let me get the most out of it. Let me not go through anything and it be wasted time, right? It be void of purpose. And so anytime you're going through something, ask God, what is this teaching me? Thank you guys for coming in. You're still coming in. Please share this with someone. This morning, we're talking about resilience, all right? And so I define resilience, for those of you just coming in, as the ability to adapt and to recover from difficult situations. This is a psychological principle that deals with your mental health, because your mental health is even graded and measured by your ability to go through things and bounce back from it, recover from it. And so far I've said resilience looks like optimism. It looks like persistence. It looks like having a positive perspective. And the next thing that I want to give you, the fourth thing that resilience looks like, is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation. Someone type that. If you're going to recover well, if you're going to adapt, if you're going to bounce back, it requires emotional regulation. What is emotional regulation? It is not just your ability to identify your emotions. That's great. That's a good skill to have, but that's only the first part of it. That's only one piece. It's your ability to identify emotions, yes, but once you identify your emotions, you also now have to manage said emotions. Emotional regulation. Again, resilience looks like having good emotional regulation. And so I want to give you a reflection question. What is it that you do? Right? You don't have to answer in the chat. Just think about it as you go throughout your day. What is it that you do to help regulate your emotions? Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it music? Is it journaling? Is it reading the word? Is it talking to a friend? What is it that helps to pull you back and to pull you in, to recenter you and to refocus you? Because if you're a person that when every little thing happens, it throws you off your center, it messes up your entire day. Been there, done that, right? You have to learn how to regulate those emotions. And the more you learn to regulate those emotions, the quicker you recover, the quicker you bounce back, the quicker that rubber band is stretched, yes, but it also comes back to its original form. And so resilience is optimism. It looks like persistence, positive perspective, and emotional regulation. Just a few things. So if you looked at the caption for this video, I put in there a word, an adjective in front of resilience. False resilience. False resilience. Someone type false resilience. So as good as resilience is, as adaptive as it is, there's also a such thing as false resilience. So now resilience has the ability to become a negative thing. Resilience has the ability to become maladaptive. So let's talk about that for a moment. What is false resilience? Let's make this real plain. False resilience is when a person appears to be resilient. They appear to be recovering well, bouncing back, handling life well, handling trouble well, handling difficult times well. They appear to be handling it well, but they are really actually suppressing their emotions. The video isn't stuck again. I paused. Again, false resilience is you look like you're okay. You may even say, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm fine. Now, how many times have we said that and we really weren't good? We really weren't okay. We really were not fine. But we said that perhaps because of our image. We said that perhaps because we don't want people in our business. All right, I'm back. Facebook is not cooperating with me today. We're going to figure this out. Okay, false resilience. You appear to be well, you appear to be okay, but really on the inside, you're being torn apart. And so it looks like resilience, but what it really is the suppressing of the emotions. Now, in good resilience, positive resilience, you are able to acknowledge and fully process your emotions. Okay, again, you acknowledge, you process the emotions. In false resilience, you suppress the emotions. And on the outside, when you suppress, on the outside, it looks okay. You appear to be well. You know, we've heard this over the years, and I'm going to add something to it. We've heard it's okay not to be okay, right? We've heard that. It's okay not to be okay. Here's what I want to add to that. It's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. Thank you, Pastor Chantel. I'm working on this Wi-Fi, this connection. It is okay to not be okay. We all have moments. We all have seasons. We all have times when we are simply not okay. But it is not okay to stay that way. And so again, you can appear to be a person that's managing well, that's bouncing back well, that's doing okay. But I want you to examine that. Are you really okay? Ask yourself that question today. Am I really okay? Or am I just pretending to be okay? Because I want to protect myself, or because I don't want people to see, because I don't want people to know. Don't fool yourself into thinking that not expressing the emotions or saying that you're okay, saying that you're fine is actually resilience. That's not. I posted something, and I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want the connection to keep going out. I posted something, I think this was Monday or Tuesday, maybe Tuesday. I said, never confuse or don't confuse thick skin. Because we all say that, right? And I've said it before. I still say it, thick skin, because it's an actual fact. It's true. But don't mistake thick skin for a calloused heart. They look the same. They look the same, watch this, in the short term. But in the long term, it will catch up with you. And so if you're the person that keeps kind of, well, I'm going to just let that roll off me like a water rolls off a duck's back. And I'm okay, and I'm good, and I notice it, but I'm okay, and this is happening in my life, and I'm going through this, but I'm really good, right? Thick skin. And many of us, that's our claim to fame. It has been mine. But don't mistake that for a calloused heart. What is a calloused heart? It is a hardened heart. It's a heart that can't feel. It's a heart that numbs. You numb out. And so you convince yourself that you're okay, and you're really not okay. And by trying to convince yourself that you're okay, but you're really not okay, we are deceiving ourselves, and we're also robbing ourselves of the opportunity to be better. So again, that thick skin, it gets us through, right? And you need thick skin in life. But you see how two things can be true at the same time? You see how something can be adaptive and also maladaptive if it's taken to the extreme? And so even though you have thick skin, beloved, I invite you, I encourage you in this first episode of Car Therapy, I encourage you to actually sit with your emotions. Process your emotions. Sit with what you're dealing with. Sit with what you're going through and begin to work through. Begin to work through those things. And don't put up that front, well, I just have thick skin and I'm okay. I'll be all right. I've said it. You said it. But that can be false resilience. So in closing, this is the first episode of Car Therapy, and I'll be doing this as much as I'm led. I actually got this topic of false resilience last month. And so I decided that coming into this month, new year, I'm just going to hit the gas and I'm going to do what God called me to do unapologetically. And who knows who will see it? Who knows who this will touch? But I just wanted to pass that along to you guys today, that yes, we're to have resilience, but let's make sure that it's positive resilience and not false resilience. Because false resilience, you pretend to be okay. And sometimes we've done that for so long that when we get the opportunity to really sit with ourselves and sit with our emotions, we break down, we're crying profusely, right? Because it's been so long since we have actually sat with our emotions. For some of us, it's been years. But here's the thing about numbing, and I'll leave on this note. Here's the thing about numbing. If you numb yourself, not daily Car Therapy, I'm not doing daily. If you numb yourself trying to escape those negative feelings and those negative emotions, you also numb yourself from the positive emotions. There's no distinction, right? There's no separation. Numbing is numbing. It's just like putting up walls. If you put up walls to keep yourself in and to keep yourself safe and protected, you also keep the world out. You keep people out, right? And so we have to make sure that we're not numbing, we're healing. As I say all the time, numbing is not healing. But sometimes it looks like we're healed because we've gone through these cycles of just being numb and being okay. I'm good. But I encourage you today to sit with your emotions. There we go. We're back. All right. So I'll let you guys know, or I'll just pop up when it's time for another card therapy. And we're going to have a better connection next time. We're going to be in a better spot. We're going to work out all of these kinks. Go back and watch the replay. I also encourage you, I'm having a soul healing event for prophets and prophetic types, February 2nd and 3rd. If you are a prophet, if you are prophetic, I encourage you to get in that masterclass. It's going to be 2 days of intensive teaching and training on how to manage our emotions and how to heal. Whether you know it or not, unprocessed wounds, they have the ability to impact how we see and how we hear, right? And so we can have a flow, but it not be a pure flow. Sin causes that flow to be contaminated. Not being consecrated causes that flow to be contaminated. There are a whole lot of things that cause that flow, or could cause that flow to be contaminated. But one thing that we don't often talk about, that I've been talking about since 2017, 2018, the one thing that we often don't consider is our emotional wounds, our traumas from the past that we have not dealt with. Those things, they impact our dreams, they impact our prophecy, they impact how we deal with people, they impact our heart. And so I put the link for that inside of this caption. Go ahead and go. When we first announced this, I was pleasantly surprised by the number of people that jumped on it right away. All right, we don't have a lot of space left. And so I encourage you, if you are a prophet, a prophetic type, dreamer, seer, prophetic dancer, prophetic minstrel, minister, whatever it is, I encourage you, if you have prophetic expression and prophetic grace, I encourage you to get into that masterclass, because the more healed we are, the more effective we are. All right. Thank you for attending the first episode, season 1 of Card Therapy, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, be well.